What if I told you technical analysis, complex strategies, and chart patterns is not the key to become a consistent, profitable day trader? Even more so, what if the one thing that's standing in your way is something that you already possess, but you just haven't mastered it? Today, I'm going to reveal the single most important factor that separates successful traders from those who blow their accounts. And trust me, it's not what most gurus talk about, but let's get into it. And before we do that, man, I know you're on this channel and give it time because this is so important for your success. Most of the time as traders, we hear 90% of traders lose money or 95% of traders lose money. It's not something you should be doing. It's gambling. Most people focus on the wrong things. Most people perceive things in the wrong way and don't allow themselves to actually focus on what they control. The truth about why successful traders actually succeed is they have this one thing that is just unbreakable. There are so many principles of success, but without this one thing, let's say there's 999 principles of success, but without this one thing, none of it matters. So I remember growing up, and on the weekends, mostly a lot of people can't relate. Not everybody, but a lot of people can relate. But I remember going to sleep early on Thursday, and I had 1,000 brothers. So we had hella fun at home, but I would go to sleep early on Thursday so I could wake up Friday, go to school, and then on that next day, I was looking for that one phone call. And my pops, he used to call me or in the morning or during school and say, hey, listen, come to get you after school, I'll be there, etc., etc. Make sure you have this, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna do this, we're gonna go get your haircut, whatever it was. I was just excited because going to school Monday through Thursday, then Friday I was happy, you know, I played basketball and stuff, I had my brothers, I was leaving, but my dad allowed me to understand and do different things. So when he told me he was gonna show up, I was super excited. I was just looking forward to it. I can't even explain. I used to stand by the door at school, or I used to stand out there on the concrete waiting for my pops to come. From time to time, I was so excited that even if he showed up 10 minutes late, 10 minutes early, or an hour late or early, it doesn't matter to me. I just wanted to make sure that he was gonna show up. But then it became this small trend where he would call and he would say, hey, listen, I'm gonna come on Saturday. I'm gonna get you, but I'm gonna come on Saturday. And sometimes he would show and sometimes he wouldn't. It was a trend where he would give me that call on that Friday and say, hey, see you after school, gonna get your haircut. Next thing you know, he couldn't make it. I was standing outside, have to walk home, miss the cheese bus, you know, things like that, which really got to me. And I don't know if you guys ever dealt with something similar to this or the exact same thing, whether it's father or mother, whoever it is, it does not matter. We all go through some type of abandonment or feeling of damn in our life. So you ever wonder why you feel like that, and what was the actual reasoning? What was the thing that bothered you the most? I'll tell you. My dad was a very, very good man, and 70, 80, maybe even 90% of the time, he actually showed up. And I loved it. But the times that he didn't, even when he said he was or wasn't, whatever, those times hurt a lot more. See, in life, we actually value other people's word. We actually value what somebody tells us. We actually value the things that people say they're gonna do: integrity, trustworthiness, loyalty. We value these things. What we often do is we don't even keep our word to ourselves. We can't even stick to the things that we say we want to stick to consistently. If you say you're going to read your Bible every day, have you been reading it? If you say you're going to follow your trading plan every day, have you been following it? If you say you're going to spend more time with your wife, your fiance, your girlfriend, your family, have you been doing that? You say you're going to read books, you're going to listen to podcasts, you're going to stop listening to this, you're going to stop listening to that, you're going to focus on positive things. Have you been doing that? Have you been keeping your word to yourself? So why hold other people external from what we can't control? Even if they're our life, our closest people, we can't control what other people do. So why hold these people to a higher standard than ourselves? The first and best victory is to conquer self. And if we cannot conquer self, then we are shit out of luck. It's over. Understand that these things that happen in our past life, these things that come back and they kind of haunt us, you call them trauma. It's not trauma. You just value something that you don't actually do, and it's an internal confliction. So if you value discipline or trustworthiness or somebody's word when they give it to you, but you don't keep your word to yourself or to others, then who are you to question them? You have to check internally to allow yourself to feel and move in a better way. As I mentioned before, discipline is not just about showing up, consistency. It's about integrity. It's about value. It's about loyalty. It's about trustworthiness. You want people to rely on you. I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ. God, you know what I'm saying? If God just said, hey, listen, I'm gonna, I hear you right now, I got you, and then don't do it. Or, you know, we wouldn't trust him, we wouldn't go to him. But every time I call, every time I'm in a good mode and I call, every time I'm in the worst case scenario sometimes that I think in my mind and I call, he answered. It doesn't matter whether it's on my time or his time, it does not matter, he answers. Think about that when you move around in life. And I want you to think to yourself really quick, how many times have you let yourself down? How can you expect to achieve something super massive and you can't even stay disciplined? You can't even keep your word. I don't want to make this video super long, but when we breaking down self-discipline, stick to your word, stick to your trading plan, stick to the things that you tell yourself. Focus on what you can control. Discipline is very important. Manage your risk consistently. Stick to that trading plan to a T. Do not deviate from it. You set that plan up for a reason. Focus on controlling your emotions. Always have control over your emotions with losses or wins. And always, most importantly, manage your risk properly. We have a goal to hit 100,000 subscribers this year, and if you haven't already, give us a subscribe so you can stay up to date with Professional Profits. If you take anything from this video, 3 things you want to focus on. Always have a trading journal. Always journal everything. Journal your emotions. Journal everything. Have a pre-market routine, a morning routine. A routine is very important because it's something you repeat every day. Our reality is not what we see. Our reality is what we repeat. So if you repeat a morning routine, if you repeat being disciplined and sticking to your plan, that becomes your reality, and that's who you become. And the last and most important, in my opinion, when it comes to the charts and making professional profits, is you want to actually always, manage your risk. Do not deviate. Do not let it slide. Manage risk. I don't care about nothing else. Manage your risk. Before we end this video, here's what's going to separate the amateurs from the pros. And on this channel, if you're watching this video, you are a professional trader with professional profits, and I got you. So for the next 30 days, here's what I want you to do. I challenge you to write down every trade before you actually take it. That means you could journal it, throw it in your journal, but what it does is bring that trade to a conscious level. Most of the time when we take things or when we make decisions or make choices, those choices aren't on the conscious level. I remember walking in the store one day and I was just in there getting some drinks, and I grabbed a pack of Cheetos, I came home. I'm like, why did I don't want these, you feel me? And I ate them because I'm like, but it was not a conscious decision. So understand that when you write these trades down, you want to write them down before you take them, journal them, whatever you do, because it brings it to a conscious level. If this next one, if I got to tell you, you should already know, but set a hard stop loss all the time. Always have a stop loss. Never move it in profit, but don't move it to save yourself. If you're wrong, move on to the next one. Most of the time we need a daily risk limit, so never exceed that. If that daily risk limit is $500, $1,000, whatever it is, never exceed that, because you want to be able to manage your risk. You want to be able to stay in the game long enough to withstand and let your edge play out so you can make professional profit. And lastly, you need to document all your emotions. So when I journal at the end of the day, yeah, I do P&L, where I enter, where I exit, all these things, but most importantly, I go over my technical performance and I write down what I did for the day. Emotional performance, how I felt. What did I do? Box breathing. Okay, I got a little anxiety when the trade was going against me. Oh, 9:30 open. I felt a little heart race, so I box breath, or I meditated before, whatever it is, or I started doing burpees. You have to journal these things so you could look back in time, see what was working well, what was not working well, and then go from there. And the last thing when it comes to journaling those emotions, this is the difference between a professional trader and a break-even trader. A trader that makes money and a break-even trader. Self-discipline is not just about following rules. It's about building unbreakable and unshakable confidence within oneself, and knowing that you will show up every day, stay persistent, stay consistent, and reach your goals no matter what, because that's who you are. The traders that master self-discipline don't just become profitable, they become unstoppable. Drop a comment if you're gonna accept this 30-day challenge. Let's build our discipline together. Let's stick to our things together, and let's focus on achieving greatness this year. I know you all will, because you on this channel, because you are somebody different, because you are who you are. Feel me? Y'all wouldn't be here learning, y'all wouldn't be here growing if you weren't gonna get there. God provided you with that vision in your mind and your heart for a reason. Go get it. And thanks for allowing me to help you become a professional trader with professional profits.